And one of the other things we were talking about earlier with Zhou Qi is, he's somebody that's already been in the NBA for a stint. I think he's 26 years old. He has a few more points per game than Kai does, but I thought it was interesting to kind of compare and contrast those particular two, not only in terms of their off the court impact, but from what I remember of him in the NBA and watching some of the more recent highlights from the NBL, he seems like he's added a little bit more to his frame, seems to be a little bit more fluid. And I know that, again, you're talking 19 versus 26 years old, but kind of think it's interesting to see how Zhou Qi has come along in the recent iterations, whether he's been in China again after the NBA or in the NBL. Can you kind of speak to that a little bit as to what kind of player that if Americans were tuning in now to the NBL, what they'd be getting out of him and what might be slightly different from, their memory of him in the NBA?
Yeah, I think he's definitely kind of changed his game since the NBA. I've only really seen clips of him, pinging threes and stuff like that. And obviously he had a really successful stint in China. I think the way Joe is affecting the NBL and, what's his bread and butter right now is his rim protection and using that length that he has. I think in this Australian league right now, Kai and Joe are, two of the tallest, two of the longest, and probably two of the most threatening rim protectors. So I think that Joe's definitely buttering his bread and having his most success from using what he has that's different in this league, if that makes sense. Like, he's got length and athleticism that, regular Australian guys just don't have the stature or ability to compete with. And I think he doesn't really have that skill gap that you'd expect from a guy who's so big. I think usually you're going to have if you have a 7 foot plus guy in the league, he's probably going to be a bit of a donkey who can't really move and, can't really shoot or anything like that. I don't think there's that absence with Joe. I think, he's a respected shooter. He doesn't necessarily pull triples or anything like that on a consistent basis, but his form's kind of fluid. And then, he can handle the ball enough that the offense can be ran through him. So I think it's a testament to him. I think he's kind of got a well-rounded game, and that's probably come from, all the different levels he's played at. And he's still 26, you say. He's still got a little while to go. So it's exciting to see. He's young enough to probably still have some more development in him.